Picture this. You're stuck in LA traffic, just vibing, when suddenly 30 cop cars box you in. A helicopter drops down so low you can see the pilot and 30 guns pointed straight at you. Yeah, that happened. Well, allegedly. Today, I'm telling you about how a late rental truck turned into the wildest standoff of my life and why you should never, ever play around with return dates. Let's get into it. Let me tell y'all a story. But before I start, I just want to let y'all know all the stories I tell on my channel are alleged. Any people, events, circumstances that coincide with any person is completely coincidental and fictional. But hey, some of this shit might actually happen. So if the Fed's watching, it wasn't me. Alright, let's set the stage. It's summer in Los Angeles. Like most Los Angeles residents, I'm down bad, bro. I hadn't paid rent in months, my whip got towed, I'm an unemployed loser on top of all this, and I'm doing little side gigs and hustles to stay afloat. I'm hating my life, bruh. You ever been so broke that even checking out is too expensive? I mean, think about it, even a rope costs money. And there's not a lot of bridges where I live. Plus, I'm scared of heights, so jumping, I'd probably get scared, not do it. Anyway, I'm pretty good with my hands, so a few carpentry jobs kept me afloat at the time. I ended up booking a job, and they gave me a little money up front for a truck rental. So I rent the truck and get the supplies and wood to do the job. After the job, dude told me he's gonna have to pay me in 2 weeks, which we didn't agree upon initially. But what am I gonna do? Shake the guy down? As I know well enough, if you don't got it, you just don't got it. So I'm scrambling to make something shake. And it seemed like my luck was changing for the better. I booked another carpentry job. This was a repeat customer and he was well off, so I knew he was good for it. But I also knew he was a cheapskate. This dude could give Eugene Krabs a run for his bread. If his food cost $9.95 and he paid with a 10, you best believe he's asking for his change. My guy gripped his money so tight a tear fell from George Washington's eye. You get the picture. So he doesn't pay up front and I gotta tackle the material costs on my end and he'll reimburse me like we've done in the past. And again, I know he's good for it, so it's all good. Meanwhile though, the truck company's blowing me up because the truck was due back and the card they charged was declining. I told them that it would be a little bit delayed and I would pay once I showed up. That seemed to pacify him for a little bit. I get the supplies and head back. Turns out the job took a little longer than expected. What turned into a one-day job ended up being 5 days. Now, I didn't need the truck anymore for the supplies, but my guy was out in the valley and I'm all the way in South Central. So I still need a whip to get to and from in the meantime. Now, the truck company were flipping their shit. Multiple times a day, they'd blow me up and yell at me for the truck being overdue. After multiple days of back and forth, I told them I'd be there Saturday to return the truck and pay the balance. They continued to call me and sweat me, but by Thursday, the call stopped. I figured they were like, okay, we just gotta wait till Saturday, so I go on about my business. I ended up finishing a day early, so come Friday, your boy got paid. And it was a good chunk of change, at least enough to get me till next week. I had a couple supplies left, so I decided to go by my storage unit first to drop them off and pay the overdue balance, seeing as that it's right next to the truck spot anyway. So I head over there. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with LA, you should know that aside from late at night, LA traffic is terrible any other time of day. This worked to my advantage considering my license was also expired. Cops don't like to pull people over in traffic because it just makes it worse. So I'm just sitting in traffic, getting on the ramp to the highway. I notice there's a cop behind me. I've learned to keep my cool over the years and just drive like normal. He stays behind me for a good 3 exits. Now, we're almost in standstill traffic at this point, so again, I'm not thinking anything of it. But then my paranoia starts creeping in. So I make my way into the next lane just to get him off my ass. He follows me there too. Now, I can't change lanes again because I'll look suspicious. So I just stay there. About 10 minutes later, he's still behind me. I'm 2 exits from the truck spot, so I'm like, bet, everything's cool. Then out of nowhere, in the middle of standstill traffic, about 15 police cars start flashing their lights and sirens behind me. And the crazy thing is, for a split second, I didn't think it was for me, till they started shouting over the intercom for me to pull over. I noticed that all the traffic in front of me and behind me disappeared as they blocked off the highway. I pull over and they start shouting, "Roll the window down! Throw the keys out! If you run, we will shoot you! Don't do anything stupid!" And I'm like, okay, no problem, please, I'm white, please. I throw the keys out, step out the car just to see 30 cops all pointing their pistols, shotguns, and ARs at me. I'm standing alone on this highway with all the guns pointed at me. And right above me, a police chopper's flying so low, I could see the guys inside of it. There was even a lens flare like in one of the Michael Bay movies. You can't make this shit up. I walk backwards towards them, and they make me take my shirt and shorts off. They ask me about my tattoos and about gang affiliations, of which I have none, by the way. They ask me about who's in the back of the truck, and I'm confused at this point. I'm like, what do you mean? It's just me. They pop it open, and to their disappointment, it's just construction supplies. They start asking me about the vehicle, and I hit them with the only thing you're supposed to tell police without a lawyer. The 3 magic words. Say it with me. I don't know. They told me that the car was apparently reported stolen. Anyway, they put me in cuffs, took me to the station. They tried to interrogate me again, and I simply told them the same thing. I don't know. The officer who cuffed me was a dick from start to finish. I just know the disappointment on his face when he saw me come out peacefully. You know how you can just look and tell when a guy's trigger happy? This dude wanted to Swiss cheese me from the jump. And before you think I'm just bashing on cops, I'd like to say the rest of the cops were super chill, super professional, so I do have something to compare it to. Thankfully, even he showed restraint. Now it's time to go to jail. A new pair of officers are the ones escorting me, and honestly, they were the coolest of them all. It was like a 40-minute car ride, and we just told stories, cracked jokes, talked about cars and music and all that kind of stuff the whole ride over. Think about the dudes from the movie End of Watch. They were like that. They take me in and have me processed. I finally got the chance to call my lawyer and my brother on three-way and let them know what was going on. Fast forward, now I'm in the cell. It's a big cell with like 12 other dudes, and boredom ensued. I'm just laying there thinking about how badly I messed up my life to come to this point. One thing I notice about dudes in jail is it's a lot like high school. They're kind of stupid. They're over there bragging about why they got in jail, like we're not under surveillance in the cell or something. When they asked me what I did, I just told them I'm innocent. And they were kind of shocked. I was like, aren't you? And then something clicked and everyone just went silent. At least we had a TV in there though. I watched at least 6 movies in the time I was there. I tried to get some sleep at one point, man, but this one tweaker, every 30 minutes, he let out this maniacal scream that would trip me out. Whole time I'm thinking, bro, you had all these beds and you choose the one next to mine, bro? What the hell? So fast forward, hours later, it was time to get released. So I'm getting ready to leave. The tweaker, who mind you, I didn't say a word to, grabs my shoulder aggressively, looks me dead in the eye, and he says, "Enjoy your youth, young man." And I was like, yeah, you too, bro. So fast forward to the trial. My lawyer explains the situation to the judge, and the judge decides to dismiss the case. Super cool judge, super good lawyer. So yeah, everything worked out in the end. The moral of this story is to bring your stuff back on time, and always have at least one friend who's a lawyer. Thanks for watching.